Yeah, I guess whatever a normal narration, I don't necessarily need the, I don't know what you would call it, like AI whimsical flavor text, whatever you would call that. Yeah, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what were you saying? Hello? get this started, hello to Broken Arc, and I believe Gondol is in the chat. Uh, Tunlaw, hello there. We're going to be doing something a little different today. We're going to be playing out a game that Tunlaw has made, him and his team. It's a chat based uh uh choose your own story type of adventure. Alrighty. Me, I am doing pretty alright. I am kind of tired, to be completely honest. I spent all day helping my aunt and her family move apartments. Uh, they moved out of a rather shitty apartment and moved into something a little bit nicer. So, uh, fair to say, I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of sweaty. Uh, got pretty burnt by the sun. My YouTube isn't live. Hold on a second. Is my YouTube not live? Yeah, try not to get try not to do that too often. That will definitely fuck up your sleep schedule. I need to look at my YouTube. Uh, okay, that is weird. See if doing this again will. Huh, that's weird. Can I change that? Can I change this? Gotta do some troubleshooting. Yeah, I saw that too. OBS has been acting up for some reason. Like it won't let me just start stream. It needs me to do it a specific way. And I clicked on the new one I made, but I'm gonna rename it really quick. I just gotta figure out how I can do that really quick on my phone. Okay, there we. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there he is on his YouTube account. Yeah, so if you have any questions about the game, you can talk to Gondola and he can answer some questions for you. However, I'm going to experience the game for myself uh live and we can see how that goes. So, anyways, anyways, we will get started on this now. Alrighty. So before we play, we're going to. I was suggested to check out the how to play section. Okay, so how to play the late commute. The map is your save system. Your journey radiates out from the first scene at the center. Every ring is one step deeper into the road. Tap any golden dot to rewind there. You can replay any scene or branch you've already visited. The road remembers everything you did. Swipe between scenes. The teal back button sits next to the reaction buttons under every scene. On a phone, just swipe right anywhere to swipe the step back, and after stepping back, swipe left or tap forward to return to the way you came. A ghost arrow follows your finger. On ending screens, rewind it to your last choice is the same rewind. Try the other door. Every branch is a parallel timeline. There are no wrong answers. Restart keeps your map. Beginning new life sends you back to the first scene, but keeps your entry fog of war map reviewed. You keep all your bookmarks too. Bookmark anything. The bookmark button next to the emoji reactions saves a scene with an optional note. Return to it anytime from your journal. One click signals. Below every scene, favorite it, flag it as confusing, or mark it as boring. These are straight to the writers. You don't need to explain, just tap. Rate anytime and get answered. The review panel at the bottom of every scene lets you score the journey 0 to 10. A one line comment helps even more. The loom reads everything. And when the AI team acts on your review, a envelope note pops up once on your next visit telling you what changed because of you. Every note you've ever received stays readable under the envelope icon in the toolbar. The edge of the story. If you pick a path that hasn't been written yet, you'll hit a mist. Your curiosity is recorded. The Loom now knows a real human wants that road, and it'll prioritize writing it. Even better, your suggestions on the mist page actually change the story. Tell the Loom who or what should be there. A trap, an ally, a revelation. The next draft reads your words. Alrighty, so hopefully that kind of explains a little bit of how the game is. Uh, we're gonna have to take a look and see what we got going on here. Once it decides to go back, that is. Hmm. Okay, what the hell? I'm not sure if this is a me thing or if the site is down. Okay, those are popping up. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's weird. You can do that really quick if you like to. I am here now, so hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. Yeah, I guess wait on you really quick to see how it's on your end before I get started. So guess let me know when I'm in the green to proceed. Okay. All right. So the late commute. 14 hours at the office and the rain still hasn't let up. You're nobody special, just an overworked Tokyo office drone. Sprinting for the last train home, you checked your watch for the 10th time. Kenji screams about his overtime deadlines across the wet asphalt. A massive white delivery truck idles at a light that has stayed yellow for too long. You sprint past Harito, a salary man frozen mid step with his umbrella. Hmm. Can I either sprint left into the crosswalk to avoid impact, jump onto the hood of a nearby taxi, or stand still and pray for summoning intervention? Alright. Why not? We should probably pray then. Let's see how that goes. Alright. Um, okay. Okay. Um, maybe that could be it. I'm not sure if this is a me issue because X seems to be. Well, X is kind of slow too, but it's still popping up. Yes, we're waiting on Gondola to see what's happened on his end, because from what I understand, Gondola to see what's happened on his end, because from what I understand, the game kind of runs off his computer. Ngrok running tunnel returns 200, but Ngrok 3 tier has that terrestrial warning page. Okay, I just restarted uh my internet. Hopefully that has hopefully that helps. Maybe it was on my end, because now looking at Twitter, it seems to be a little bit faster. I think. Let's see here. Begging for a bargain. You drop to your knees, hands trembling, voice crackling as you plead, "Please, I'm just a traveler with nothing but the clothes on my back." The bandit leader, Rurlik, sneers, lowering his blade a fraction. "Empty your pockets. Buy you a beating then." He grunts. His men shift behind him, boots shuffling the dirt. I think I might have. Maybe I missed something. Yeah, I don't remember there being a mugger, unless that was what you were mentioning about stuff seeming a little inconsistent. What the fuck? What's going on? Um, I'll refresh it. Okay, there we go. You press your forehead into the dust, voice breaking as you whisper, "I've got a mother waiting," and vows crossing, saying, as you must have someone. Rurik's blade waver, wavers as he mutters, "Just get up, beat it before I change my mind." Okay, I'm not really sure. Okay, well, for some reason I skipped very far ahead. I'm not sure how I got here. Yeah, maybe it's my internet that's causing it to like skip forward a whole bunch. That's weird. That's strange. So that's probably why I was confused about being mugged. You fold your hands and pray. Kenji waves his timesheet frantically from the crosswalk. Mr. Sato waves his ticket book at the truck's grill. Rain slicks your shoes. No glowing portal, no divine intervention, just cold rain and the scream of failing brakes. Yeah, I'm noticing that too, but I'm not really sure how I can improve my internet. I'm sharing it with a whole bunch of other people in the house. I can't just tell them to not use the internet. So I don't really know what I can do on my end. I can either scream for help, run into oncoming traffic, or crawl under the truck's bumper. Okay, I'm gonna take the coward's way. Okay, now that was instantaneous. That was, but maybe it was already preloaded. Cold stone bites your cheek. Rain smells of ozone instead of asphalt. A robed woman in silver trimmed armor kneels before a summoning circle, blue fire pulsing within. She looks up, her gaze carrying hard-won authority. You're late, Lyria says. The circle is already collapsing. I can ask who summoned me here, inspect the strange rune circle underfoot, or walk away from the glowing light alone. I guess I'll ask. Cold air stings your lungs as you demand answers. The robed figure, Lyra, High Summoner at Ashelgard, holds her incantation. The circle opened for a reason, she says. Beyond the glyph's light, shadows peels off the chamber walls and prowl closer. Hissing, Lyra, Lyra slides a sheathed blade across the stones to your feet, and it drew them to choose quickly. Let's see here. What do I carry unknown? I have hero. I'm wearing wet clothes. Cheat skill. Time rewind is finite and costly. Lore known unused yet. Demon King's threat looming over Asgard Kingdom. Lyra temporarily allied slash neutral. Lyra gave me a sheath blade at the summoning circle. Let's see here. I can draw steel and guard the circle against incoming shadow beasts. Hold line with Lyra behind altar while she shields the glyph. Stop the glyph to pieces. You never agreed to any of this. Um, I'm gonna hold the line. Shield wall. Lyra stands between rain and glyph, deflecting stray lightning with her silver arrows, silver armor, while she hums an old war song. Rain hisses against the stone rim beneath her grip. Your hands are numb with cold. She turns without breaking concentration. Can you hold this point against whatever hunts outside? Let's see here. That's still the same. Stand firm and brace. Uh, against wind presence. Inspect the runes for cracks or weakness now. Sit at your feet and rest a while she works alone. Um, I'm gonna inspect the runes. You trace an ancient glyphs, feeling the storm, feeling the stone pulsate faintly beneath your fingertips. A snarling race erupts from a fissure. Its darkness licking the air and scattering the circle's glow. Raise my blade, leap back to the altar, shout a warning to Lyra. I'm gonna raise my blade. You swung your blade, steel singing as it cleaves the rave's darkness, erupting in a flash of pale light. Lyra gasps, stepping forward to seal the breach, while the ground trembles and a hidden stone doorway yawns open. Let's see here. It's the same, that's the same. My blade is drawn and stained with Wraith essence. Wraith recoils, its form flickering, retreating towards the hidden passageway. I can either help Lyra enter the hidden doorway or attempt a time rewind now. Let's go check out this doorway. You cross the threshold, stepping into air thick with cold. Minimal dust. Lyra's boots scrape the stone as she warns. The air here tastes of old iron. A figure steps from a recess. A hand on rusted spear and rabs turn back before the deep ones wake. Mm. Heroes in the Undercroft. Kaelin is wary and hostile. See blade and ask about the deep ones. Press forward with your blade raised. Demand Kaelin reveal the true path. I'll ask about the deep ones. You slide the blade home, the wraith essence still glistening on the steel. The guard, Kaelin, he grunts, relaxes his spear a fraction, eyeing Lyra. They sleep beneath the reservoir, he mutters. And your sword glow just rang their dinner bell. Here, let's check the map really quick. So this is where I'm at right now, it seems. And this is where I started. I prayed, went to the summoning circle, solemn inquiry, shield wall, rune fracture, blade meets shadow, iron iron air and rusty steel, and then I'm over here. The deep ones whisper. Now, if I were to go here, I could have gone down this path as well, and I'm not sure what these would have done, but that's interesting. And then there's these numbered rings, and I guess they just keep going up until 10. So now, see here. Kanan has warned that the hero sword glow awaken the deep ones. I can have I can draw my blade and demand Caitlin explain. Ask Lyra if she can dampen the sword's glow with a ward. Push past Caitlin deeper into the tunnel to find the reservoir. Um, See if you can dampen it. You step past the last written page. The world loom is still wavering this past. The thread's shimmer half formed. Your curiosity was recorded. The loom now knows a traveler once this road. So now I can look at the map, and this is where I was right here. And I'm guessing I took one of these paths, and they're not quite done with those yet. So, see if taking one of these other ones gets me something different. That's still the same. Yeah, that's also the same as well. So I'm gonna go back to the very start. Okay, here I am back here at the office. Then I'm going to this time around see if it. Here's the path I took the last time. Here I am again. I'll jump on the taxi this time. Her grip on the taxi's hot paint while Kongi shouts your name from across the wet street. Then the truck clips the bumper hard and flings you onto the empty air above the intersection. Yeah, I could have done that. I will see if I can do it this time around. Cover her head desperately, scream for God's help, push against the metal roof. Uh, help me, God. Your scream so echoes in your ears as you awaken in a fern dappled clearing. Rain carries the scent of pine instead of exhaust. Reality stutters around your vision. This moment can be replayed if you will it hard enough. A woman in moss green robes, Elara, kneels beside you, pressing warm bread into your hands. Eat, she says. Um, take a bite of the bread offered to settle your stomach burns. Ask Elara where we are standing within this strange land now. Try to reserve the specific second of waking up just once. I'll ask where we are. Elora gestures towards the dark tree line, the ironwood border. It's the seam between your world and the wilds that that Guild watches over. The summons pulled you through where reality runs thin. She glances behind her as shadows detach from the fern canopy. We shouldn't stay. Something's already caught your scent. I can draw my blade and charge Elora to defend her while she talks. Sprint to the goad line despite Elora warning you that the path is compromised, or I can use my time rewind cheat right now to rewind before the shadows move closer. Okay, I'll do that then. You force your mind backwards, and the air snaps to its original coolness before the shadow can reach you. Elora flinches at the sudden drop in temperature as if magic drained the very ground beneath her feet. The ferns rustle softly again. The hungry breath sounds gone, though the chill remains on your skin. I can either eat the bread, inspect the ground where I stood, or ask what the strange air means for you now. The frost saps magic from the land to feed your return, Elora explains while feeling her staff's warmth fade. You understand why this spot hung so cold, as every jump drains it dry into a dead vacuum. The shadow stalker shifts beneath ferns and hisses at you with eyes like burning coals. Okay, let's see what I know now. I use time rewind. Uh, Elora suffers temporary magical drain from her vicinity, coldness, which persists as ambient void near you right now. Ironwood border reality remains unstable at edge of guild zone while mana saturation sends dangerously around my feet. I can either stand firm to hear her plan before the shadows advance further, run toward the guild gates where reality is stable enough for travel, smash my fist into the fern bush and hope it catches fire with the magic sparks. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go to the guild gates. You sprint through the ferns, Ira bo- Elira's boots pounding beside you as the shadow stalker's hiss fades. The ironwood gates loom ahead, their hinges groan as you shove through. The air warms with a hum of lingering magic. A guard in leather armor squints at you from his post, hand resting on his sword hilt. Sink the guard and ask about the stable roads ahead. Check on Elira's condition and offer her a moment to rest. Scan the guild compound for any notices or travelers. I'll sink the guard. You think the guild gates guard, but he only tightens his grip on his sword and gestures towards the dark tree line. Forget the roads, kid. The man grunts as a low, unnatural growl vibrates through the gate's heavy timber. The shadow stalker slams against the ironwood from the outside, its burning eyes peering through the gaps with murderous intent. Now, what do I know now? Elera is recovering from magic drain. The guard is hostile toward the threat outside. The local mana saturation is normal inside the walls. I can either brace my shoulders to help the guard hold it shut, shove the guard into the closing gap, and bait the beast, draw my weapon and prepare for the wood to splinter. I'll help the guard. Alright, and here we are again. We step past the last written page. The world looms is still weaving this past, a thread shimmer half formed. Curiosity recorded. Where should the road go? You just discovered an unwritten path. Tell the loom what should happen next. Let me think. Okay, so I did that. Um, let's take a look at my map then. So I am currently right here. So I was here, and I went down this way to over here. And now I took this path, and now I'm over here. Alright, I guess let's see. Yeah, guys, there is nothing planned for this decision. Um, a note from the AI team. Thank you for playing live. You spotted something real. A guard's warning. If every path results in the gate failing, that's a false choice. The player's decision doesn't actually matter. We flagged and for, for an urgent council review, the team will audit all three child branches to ensure at least one path lets you hold the gate. That's exactly the kind of thing a live read catches that a generator can't. Appreciate you. Emperor Mozel is streaming the late commute live today. Okay. So let's see here. So let's see. Alright, here's another one. Thanks for the time to review the team reads, everyone. If it sparks a change, you've got to know what about it right here. Often in little as a few minutes and usually within a few hours. Okay. Now I'll listen to her plan. Um, okay. I'll go down the taxi route again. Now I'll push against the metal roof. The metal roof gives way, and you tumble into cold pine scented air. Your hands grip rough iron bars. Nothing like a steering wheel. A woman in leather armor stands before you, her gear gleaming damply under morning mist. You made it through, she rasps, steadying you with fingers stained by ink and dirt. Name's Lyra. Okay. He's I think he's that person from that other route that we had. Wake in the fantasy realm, Oak Haven, time rewind, modern items lost, or transform the punk Lyra. Um, I will ask about this strange place. You lean toward Lyra. He presses her palm against the cold stone, whispering that the orc sits on a lay node, thick enough for your gift to catch. Nearby runes flicker faintly as the ground swallowed a spell. The air shivers. I will rest and recover. Lay node respite. You settle against the archway stones to rest and recover. Lyra glances over with a wry grin. Most summoned heroes stumble through disasters before learning the ropes. Your trick makes the old guild yarns look dull. She shifts her stance, uh, pack creaking, waiting for your answer. Let's see here. That's still the same. Glad the orc makes it reliable. Does the guild have others like me? It still feels like borrowed time. Okay, I got a note. Another good catch. The frost cost sets the scene well. Lyra's fading staff, the cold vacuum of jumps, the shadow stalker hissing in the ferns, but drops you into choices below anything actually happens. The threat is described, not felt. We've flagged it for a council pass. The scene needs a beat of int- immediate consequence before the choice points so that stakes land. Thank you for keeping us honest live. Okay. Borrowed time. You exhale, rubbing the back of your neck. Lyra's grin fades into something thoughtful as she nods. Aye, that's the weight of it. Feels like you're spending something you can't earn back. She kicks a pimple off the path, but we've got a clear road ahead if you're ready to move. Ask about the road ahead. Test the time rewind once more near the arch. offer to carry her pack for the stretch. Um, okay. I'll ask her about the road ahead. You lean forward, eyes scanning the stone archway, and Lyra points eastward, describing a winding road that curls towards the northern gate as her words settle a faint blue pulse along the path, hinting that the ground itself hums with latent magic. Follow her on the road, ask Lyra for supplies, the archway for hidden signals. Uh, let's see here. Reached another point right here. I can't really think of anything for this one. I don't think I'm too knowledgeable on fantasy stuff to really give any good insight on that. Let's follow her on the road for now. You fall into step beside Lyra as the road unfurrows eastward, its dusty, faintly shimmering under the midday sun. A distant figure stands motionless at the tree lines, watching cloaked, still a glint of steel under their hip. Halt and confront the cloaked figure openly. Grip your weapon and urge Lyra to keep walking. Watch the tree line. Feign ignorance and quicken your pace towards the gate. Mirren the hunter is stalking you from the tree line. Hmm. Maybe maybe that one's a little close to the first one, but we'll see. Yeah, I probably could have done that here, perhaps. Yeah, ask her for supplies. Ask Clive for supplies, and she tosses a dried apple and a water skin into your hand. She wipes her palms, explaining that the mana wills are failing. As they reached across the void for a mage, a cold prickle crawls up your neck as Varric the Silent watches from the stone archway shadow, his eyes fixed on your chest. Walking the hero, her feeling you were summoned because you can wield magic from another world. Okay, and I got another note. Great suggestion. The Northern Road has three cautious options right now: halt, keep walking, or feigning. There's a fourth choice. Would you call out the cloaked figure? Cocky or reckless, probably suicidal, would make the moment feel alive. That's exactly the kind of option that makes a player feel like they're steering, not just riding. We flagged it for the council to add with appropriate, lightly brutal consequences. Keep these coming. Okay, and then I got another one. Think it's time for review. Sparks the King in the story. Uh, okay, that's probably for the one I just made. For detail of the mana well. I don't know if I can give anything for that one. Or thanks. Carry her pack for a stretch. Um, I can leave for snacks now. Try leaving change reviews on written things. Okay. Another sharp read. Varric the Silent is there in the shadows. The tension is set, but then the choices drift into supplies and mana wells. The Walker gets the cold shoulder from the design, not just from you. We flagged towards the need to engage with the Walker directly, ask Lyra about him, confront him, or pointedly ignore him. Right now, the scene has a loaded gun on the table, and the choices are about groceries. Fix incoming. Okay, that's kind of funny. Okay, you anchor your well to the archway's thumb and pull the moment backward. They know I'm streaming and add in a camera emoji. It's a bit obnoxious in my opinion. Well, hopefully they're getting a kick out of me playing this. Where was I? The anti-magic wicks snaps down, silencing the hum, and Lyra's silver ward bracelet goes dead cold against her wrist. She stares at the metal, then at you, her hand drooping away. Ask her about the brace. Press towards the key node. Check the archway for traps. Um, Okay, I got another response. You're reading Lyra exactly right. Her dialogue here is too clean. She agrees, nods, kick a pebble. For a scene called Borrowed Time, there should be something unsaid in her answer. Reluctance, deflection, a beat where she almost tells you something and pulls back. The choices about ask the road, test, rewind, carry her pack also feels like busy work for a scene with that much weight in the title. We flagged it. Lyra needs subtext here, and the choices need stakes. A good character instincts. You have six frontier AI models watching you like a hawk, no pressure. If anything, this Lyra kind of reminds me a little bit of like maybe Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. Like I, from what I'm getting, kind of like in the early game at the very least. Like she's got stuff going on. She's got gear that's like that bracelet where it kind of fades away, or she seemingly knows a whole bunch of stuff more than the player would. I'm not exactly sure if that is exactly like Shadowheart, but it's probably the best parallel I can think of off the top of my head at the moment. The bracelet's answer. It channels the ward lines. It keeps curses from taking root. Virus is not looking from the middle. The horn blast hears across the archway with three sharp notes, and she's moving towards the keep without waiting for a reply. A rival gets crossed. Come on. And magic wake a noose and keep heading towards the keep to meet the arrival. Thanks for taking the time. Okay. Road. Go to the arrival. Hmm. Scout the perimeter. You slip behind the is spotting a hooded figure stumbling past the supply wagons with a satchel pulsing like a dying heart. Lyra waits a pace behind you, her hands resting as she walks the stranger. Stay sharp, she murmurs, her voice low enough to bend with the wind. That that weave feels wrong. Keep quiet to shout what we've tell me what you see. Okay. You're right, word lines gets name dropped like everyone knows what they are, but this is the player's first time in this world. That's a classic generator blind spot. The AI, the Lord, but forgets the reader doesn't. She needs with word lines actually are Lee line barriers, anti curse words, runic grid, something walk into the story cold. You're gonna have to guess. Thanks for catching it. That's probably something that a lot of these a lot of these segments could use. They could probably some of these are probably just a few sentences. I think it would be better if some of these were like a few paragraphs, perhaps. Just kind of like where maybe not even that, but even like more banter between you and the ally, where they explain a bit more stuff. Because one thing I'm kind of noticing at the moment is that a lot of the nodes are just going from location to location without much conversation, and I think there being more conversation, especially in the early game, is something that's probably needed a bit more because like you just got here. You're as far as you know, you just got here after being isekai'd by a truck. You're probably still very confused. All this shit's going on, and you're just some normal ass dude, and now you're getting hunted by shadow creatures. You're going to meet people at locations. You're being stalked by figures in the forest. You're like, this is shit that's kind of kind of confusing. I kind of get that that does make sense in some circumstances. Like you're not gonna have the answers for everything right away, but like I don't know. Another thing is like maybe there is a route where you enter the world and there isn't an ally because so far every route I've gone by so far has has had somebody immediately there waking you up and all of a sudden you're now with them, which I don't know how to really explain. Like, it would be kind of nice if maybe there was like a route where you wake up and you're just like in a forest or something. You have no idea how you got there, or I'm not really sure if this can be done. But like you don't necessarily need to make additional options for the very start, but maybe perhaps there's a way to like where if you decide to jump onto the top of the taxi, it can take you down the normal option, or maybe there's like a percentage chance that it will instead send you to a different location or to one of like several different locations where like you can select an option. However, it's not always guaranteed that you will be sent to this location in in the option that you picked. And instead, it kind of I wouldn't necessarily say that it will send you to a location that would normally be designated to another path, but like it could be like where jumping onto the top of the taxi doesn't always result in you being waken up by the person who you meet on that side. There's like a rare chance that you end up somewhere else, for example. Maybe that can be done, maybe not. I'm not too sure. But anyways, hmm, take a step back. You went ahead and put in what I just said. Okay. Yeah, like I don't necessarily understand stuff from like a technical standpoint. So again, maybe this might be something that might not be possible for you to do, but I don't know, it could be something neat that could lead to even more branches, or maybe like branches that you have a rare chance of getting onto, like like a rare chance or something. I think the generator tries to keep a short. Oh, I think you were talking about the short stuff. That's that's fine. But yeah, like it could explain things a bit more. It could maybe add some more dialogue, because right now that's kind of the only thing I've kind of had an issue with it. There's just mostly travel, but no exposition. And again, there doesn't always need to be exposition, because again, this is like the very start of the journey. And in a lot of these, usually is you just got woken up. You're kind of in an area where you don't necessarily want to be in at the moment. So getting the hell out of here is kind of takes top priority. But I guess maybe that's another thing. Like maybe it's kind of weird that that's kind of typically the case, that you have to get out of there right away. But anyways, note from the AI team, you're right about the early game pacing. Waking up and suddenly tagging along with strangers for no clear reason. That's not a quick fix. It's going to be a couple hundred rewrites across the operating nodes to give the player a real reason to follow, read instructions, real trust binding into going into the Toto Quinu as a major structural pass. Won't happen overnight, but it's been heard and it's on the board. Thanks for calling it what it is. All right, take a look at the map again. So I've gone over here. I've gone over here. I've gone over here. I've gone over here. See here. I don't think I haven't gotten to any endings, but then again, I'm not sure how far I can really get. It seems like most of them end at like 7, 8, or 9. If you're curious, I can max out your map view. Uh, I don't think that's necessary at the moment. Fair, the scene gives you a hooded figure with a pulsing satchel and three ways to engage, but none to just watch, keep quiet, uses the shadows for approach, not intel. A player who wants to gather information before committing has no button to press. Okay. I will say that I do kind of like this. It's very responsive. That's pretty nice. Go back to the start. Sprinting. You sprint into the crosswalk. Screams behind. Nah. Having a weak start because early changes affect like 400 scenes. Eh, it can be interesting. Like I don't know how to really explain it. Into the wet crosswalk. Screams behind you. R2 freezes. Step his I like food. Let's go to the vending machine. It'll BRB. Vesper will be in charge of your tickets. Okay. On a cold stone under twin suns. Oh no. We're fuck. We're We're on Tatooine. Oh shit. The air is sharp and electric where wet pavement should be. A glazed guard in silver armor steps towards you. Name's Seraph, he says, then freezes mid salute. You blink, and the road resets a heartbeat at your will. You cannot explain it, but you know deeper than memory that you can step back through time. The nog sits cold in your chest. You feel a little bit more hollow. And the stones rest your legs for a moment before asking questions about this place. Ask the guard nearby in guilds where it travels. Lamau. I guess I'll ask the guard. Sheriff guides you through the stone archway of merchants. Since or you're named a Thank for taking Vasper reality unfolds. You woke up under a twin sun's powers. Whereas, and like a real person would be losing their mind. The generator fails to compose players, but sometimes the most human choice is to freak out flagged priority. Vesper again, you're right. When the truck is barreling at you and every choice is a survival reflex, there should be a fifth option: do nothing, stand still, and embrace it. Some players want to see what happens if you stop running for a story. You choose death isn't really letting you choose at all, flagged for a death path entry. Vasper here, I'm the one who tends this tree between sessions a choice as a very first node to say and reciting incident that's good. Right now every path pushes you forward to the summoning. A fourth option where you actually walk the other way, even if fate finds you anyway. It's kind of see that makes a player feel like they're steering, not being steered. I flagged for you route change or a delicate everything grows from here, but it is right. Alright. Alright. Browse the trade stalls and like alright, so need coin or map before Vesper, you're right. Asking for directions and then teleporting to the destination is a missing scene. The guard now what each path leads to, and the player should choose their route. They're to go alone or with an escort or bail into the wilderness entirely. That's a five. It also helps with the bigger early game problem you flagged. Transition needs to brief flag as high priority. Okay. Welcome back, Gondola. Kale presses a folded parchment into your hands. The paper smells of old ink and dried lavender. Breath stands beside you. His silver armor is dull under the twin suns. One hand rests loose on the hilt of the obsidian sword. You pocket the map without a word. Mm, All that came inside to buy dried beef. Two flags. Kale pops out of an alley, name drops himself, and immediately treated as an ally. In this world, you arrived in 5 minutes ago. Should come with a trust check. Both parties missing transition plus Stud and Kale are getting rewritten now while you are still playing. Okay. I guess I'm gonna hang out with Kale and his. Okay. And okay, there's now an embrace death option with a new death ending. And number four has a panic freak out choice with a new scene where Sephiroth talks you down. More incoming. It's kind of cool to see changes happening in real time. I'll have to check that out. Salted Jerky and Twin Sons. The vendor's partner, Torvin, works quickly over salt cured meat hanging from the hooks and gate. You accept the ration without speaking. It's getting You can drop a bookmark on a scene you want changed, and when okay, yeah, I should probably do that as well. Bookmark. Okay. Uh, the meat is sussy. Who the fuck is Solara? I can't keep track with any of these names. I mean, that's kind of what happens when you just insert people kind of suddenly. If anything, you. I think what would be easier is like put you like in a town and then like make it like a paragraph or like a long string of sentences where it's like, here's the town, this is what you see, here's who you see, and then give like a list of options of like, I want to go to this person who appears to be selling maps, or I want to go to this person who is at this stall selling salted meats, or I want to go to this person who looks like they are likely selling illegal substances, or I want to talk to this blue guard who is protecting whatever this building is. The main girl is Alara. Okay. We made changes. Sephiroth now has a reason to be in town. Kale's beef partner is introduced properly. There is now a beeline to inn option and a go to arguing merchant option. Also earlier, has an embraced death, uh, has panic, explains in words, has observe, has a cocky call out, has a ask about watcher, keep them coming. Man, they're they're doing it quick. Love that name. We had the oh yes, we have uh Alora Johnson, Alora Jefferson, Alora Smith, Alora Sanders, Alora Johnson. Man, it's just like the name Mohammed. It's super popular for some reason. Let me buy you a drink. Fixed. Meat is now free. Welcome gift. Since you are broke. Marvin actually speaks and it knows he is a guard, not a bodyguard. New options. Question the meat quality. Steal it. Towns are being seeded into road now too. Haven, Thorn Hollow, Avenport, Dunn's Mine. Athletic thing. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's like a minute or two. Then again, I am kind of taking up time since I am like shooting the shit while doing it too. Well, Hero is escorted by Kale towards proper via trade road. I don't know why this map guy is in the party with us in the rear. Taps his chest and barks a laugh at your empty coin. Oh, he knows we're broke. Walls drink blood daily, not tavern fare. He turns away, cutting off. Hi. Hurl salted jerky at his boots and sprint before the orders change. The salted jerky smacks Killian's shin plate while he swats the meat from his cold steel as you sprint past him into open road before orders can be changed further. Raph yells ahead that dust clouds form near the caravan intersection tonight, but you're breathing too heavy for conversation as Gil. On my end, your reviews are being tagged as potential spam. They are coming so fast. I mean, I'm seeing all of this and I got a lot to say, so like I am doing it a lot. I'm not sure if you have had anybody else playing, so I'm not sure if I'm the only one leaving reviews at the moment, or I don't know. If there's other people also playing simultaneously with me, then I don't know if they're doing the same thing or not. Maybe they're not being as responsive if there are other people currently playing. Vesper, Chaos out explicitly your paid guide map, not coin, and claims he is on patrol. Whether you believe him is up to you. They are not just following you around for no reason anymore. Oh, hopefully hopefully it's being seen as like legitimate like responses and not like doing it just to piss your system off. As for this reason, it doesn't make a lot of sense why a guy who is selling maps is like suddenly following you around. The same as a guard who's like, from what I understand, his role is like to protect the roads, is just following you around. Maybe something you can like implement is like some sort of system where like this particular user is known for giving like good advice or something. So if he does re- if he does report a lot, then he gets like a green pass. Whereas if there's somebody that you don't have a record on and they're responding at launch and all of those responses have been uh mostly just nonsense, then that guy can get like flagged or something. Maybe it's like some sort of like good you have something like that. Okay. Maybe I'm just going past it somehow. I'm tagged as trusted. Okay. Gathers now introduces himself properly. You should not know his name before he says it. Laria is clearly a place, not a person. Maybe I missed the town being named. All coin a buy a drink options removed. You are broke. And Sifraf knows Galen. His presence is personal history, not random. The name knowledge leak. Okay. Mm. I mean, that makes sense. I guess I'll talk about the. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Like the scouts and demons. Like I'm not really sure where that came from. I guess now I can attempt one of the other paths if that's still here. Sephiroth is visibly hesitates between duty, arrest you, and whatever weird loyalty the summoning created. Gatlin's furious, sworn half drawn, not a conversation partner. The scout's demons reference is replaced with a grounded question about dust clouds. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know where the scouts and demons came from. The companion loyalty tension is real, and we are threaded it through each scene now. Yeah, so still the 10-13 is a death ring, so, so you can die. Okay, so pretty much like there's like a limit to where you can't die underneath 10. I feel like it would be funny if you made some very obvious options where like you still could die underneath that threshold, but it's made like super obvious to where like it'd be like you see like a badger and it looks like it has rabies and you're like, oh, I'm gonna hug that badger anyways, and like you bite like it bites you and you die from fucking rabies. It would be kind of funny. Wait, go to start. I believe I am on start, aren't I? Start commute ends here. Um, I'm guessing they did add the no, I'm going this other way. Fuck this guy. Also, now that I think about it, okay. I guess I'll go back to the crosswalk. Okay, now there's a fourth option. Alright. Stand still, close your eyes, let the headlights take you. You stop running, the rain feels warm now. Gongi screams, fades into something distant, almost musical. Your feet, the truck headlights bloom, and the white. I like that there's like a red outline too. That's a nice thing to also include. Yeah, it was something I mentioned. Hold on, let me. See if I can find it. Yeah, right here, Vesper. We made changes. Sephiroth has a reason to be in town. Beef partner. Also, earlier, N00001 has embraced death. N0004 has panic. Yeah, that I mentioned that because I thought it would have been funny, like have it be like, okay, I'm going to accept getting hit by this truck. I just mentioned that like that's a good idea. What I find funny is that I thought this would just be another route to take you to another Ezekai, but instead there's just this just fucking kills you. like no, you're not going to the fantasy world. You're just gonna fucking die. That's it. That's what you get for embrace. I mean, I just said, hey, add this, and you're like, okay, sure. Like, I guess Vesper was able to just do it. I guess I need, but now that I think about it, um, let's take a look here. I guess one of them, yeah, one of the ones I suggested was at the very start, and one of them was like, I don't want to take this crosswalk. I don't want to jump on top of a taxi. I don't want to stand still. One of them was like, I'm not going to take this crosswalk. I'm going to take the other crosswalk because like, why am I following? Why am I following these people? I'm going to go this other way, and then like you still get hit regardless. Yeah, I find that this is fucking funny. Fucking acceptance and just fucking die. Some and then you choose this one is yours. There, yeah, that's peak, and that's kind of the thing. Like sometimes you have to have some comical options. Like it's kind of good, especially for people who are making like content like out of this game. Like, yeah, choose this option and just fucking die. It just catches them off guard. It's funny as hell. Scream God's help. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what she looks like. She could be, she could be a snack for as far as I know, as like how the youth say it nowadays. She could be a baddie, perhaps. Wipes is it or rubs tongue before gesturing towards. Why the fuck is she touching my chin? That could be something, but I think part of the funny thing is like sometimes like what would be funny is like you if you weren't to do that and like make it look like a reasonable like sane option, and then it just leads to something unhinged where it just catches you off guard, like the one where I said just embrace death. Like I wasn't expecting it to just have him die. I was expecting it to just be a new path line to or a path line that would connect to another branch. That's also one thing I'm not noticing is that there's not like branches that connect onto other branches, and like and maybe that gets too confusing. But like that could be something I would like to see. Like I could still get over here even if I took a completely different pathway. Especially with like options that don't make that much of a difference. So it's just like if I eat the bread now, if I don't eat the bread, or I don't have to eat the bread, but these essentially the similar one, and there is no connections. Maybe you might want to consider doing it because like some options, like if I decide to eat the bread or not, does that really change that much in the story? It's just more of just I'm being rude by not eating the bread. Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. Chat about bread ingredients instead of danger right now. You chew crusty flour that tastes like a taste of iron and pine needles rather than city soil well in the roasted onion. Flour dries. That sounds fucking nasty. Organ of tar like oil. Mm, okay. You were standing on iron. You have poorly consumed the Citadels. Consume the black oil. Review limit reached for today. Thank you. Oh, am I doing too much? Hmm. Is that supposed to be something? Is that supposed to be something for like normal players, perhaps? That hmm. Like I can understand 100% every single one of the 27 nodes he hit was a raw generator output, zero prior QA. So he basically ran a live QA pass on virgin content from 6 different officers. I can understand like having a review limit like for like normal players, especially if you were to get like a consistent like player base. Because then you'd get like hundreds of reviews, and that would be kind of impossible to review all of them, especially since you're just a team of like a few people. I'm guessing I know some of them are probably a bit more a bit less professional. Okay. You should make the limit like 5 million or some shit like that. Then I can really go crazy. Oh, you want me to go crazy? Okay, I guess I'll go crazy. Yeah, like if you were to have it for like normal players, then yeah, you probably wouldn't want thousands upon thousands of reviews, especially if a lot of them are the same. Probably one thing I would probably suggest, maybe you should have like a like a thread on this, and like people who play the game can make like a thread on like certain discussions where they can like comment on like similar things that they have like, oh, like I can we all agree that this decision doesn't make a lot of sense, or can we, or what do you think about the wording on this particular path? Concurrent player count is 200. Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, like I feel like there's probably a way where there could be a discussion about like certain paths or certain dialogue stuff without it taking away from a direct review. But maybe it doesn't even have to be done on here. Maybe you could have like 200 me's. Is is every other player being Is every other player being as crazy as I am, or am I kind of like an outlier right here? I'm not really sure if every other person is like being as critical or being as like observant. I don't know. I'm not sure if the system got any of my other reviews. I have made the most reviews so far in one sitting. I mean, what can I say? Like, I see stuff and I have to point it out. I have made more, but not like 18 in a row. Are there any other reviews from any other players that you can discuss? Or like, has there been like any other reviews that have been like as impactful as mine? If you don't want to if you don't want to go into that, then that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna run into traffic. Clouds around you. Your staff hums against the cobblestone. A strange warmth settles beneath your ribs. It feels like even if it's not done on the website, perhaps you could do something where you could have like an official Reddit, perhaps, or if you were to make like a Discord group for this game, then you could have like a thread section like in those groups, and then those could be brought up, or like where certain like points of discussion can be brought up, and it's like multiple people are like, "Hey, I noticed this one thing," and it seems like all these other people are also noticing the same thing. So it makes it a little bit easier on you guys. So like if so many people are commenting about the exact same thing, then this is probably something that should be changed or modified or removed. Yeah, if that makes sense. You'd pull the trigger on a Discord when you get to a certain level. Yeah, like I could see this being something that people would join a Discord group for. Well, let me check my tracking really quick. Tracking has been kind of hit or miss at the moment. Okay, that should be a little bit better, right? Perhaps. There we go. There we go. Here. Okay. Yeah, that should be a little bit better. Um, where was I? Yeah, that's another thing. Kind of the main reason is uh, I wouldn't really say any of these are necessarily negative. It's not like, oh, this sucks. But it's also like, it's kind of like, I don't necessarily have a strong opinion this way or that way. So I don't really want to necessarily rank it. comment section is coming no matter what, like in an hour. Yeah, that's a nice little quality of life thing to have. Comment threads on scenes are now in the works. You will be able to leave notes directly on any node visible to other players passing through a few days out. You called it, and it is on the board. Alrighty. It's a quality of life thing, but they are also burning your tokens. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to say it's like I'm not like against there being like somebody selling meat, for example. It's just more of like it could probably be reworded a little bit better. So I don't want to necessarily say it's like a negative thing. It's just more so it's like it's okay. It could be better, I guess. But also I don't want to pay like wow 10 out of 10, even though here I'm having issues with this. Like I could probably make like different choose different numbers though. Cup sits from thickens around your ribs and you catch it before it shatters. All right, let's see here. Cold burns through your bones as prison streams down your face onto cold. You stare. He functions back ropes, rippling like yeah. I'll try to make them a little bit more diverse, I guess. Your fingers trace empty air through where a thought should sit, its name aloud. Only silence answers your lips. Elara backs away. Staff hums. She whispers on your nose onto stone. Something important is gone with. Yeah, that's another thing I'm noticing. Like, who the fuck is Mira? And like, how should I know Mira can help me if I don't know who Mira even is? I mean, that's what happens when you had so many nodes. You can't get to all of them. Let's see where. Yeah, I'll do that. Oops. Yeah, I think I just backed up and that kind of confused it. You offer your service. Alrighty. I'm not sure if you altered the review limit, it's still giving me the green little thing at the bottom. Unless maybe I need to refresh the website, perhaps. Reviews per minute. I'm hoping a lot of the reviews I made didn't just uh okay. Hopefully the reviews I made just recently didn't just get forgotten about. The low doorway tucking in. Sit before you bleed 'em. Okay. Yeah, it's still saying I've reached my limit. I'm not. Hopefully, they're still being counted. It's up on the wooden mat that reads "crack one beneath your weight." The free wine took more than blood. I can feel. the gap in you. Yeah, if my limit is 200, then I don't maybe it wasn't, like, set down or something. Alrighty. While you check, I'm gonna be right back. What's up? You dare get me wet? You have to face the wrath of me. What's up? Did you miss me? Alrighty, I'm back. Alright, let me see here. Okay. Yeah, it's still telling me I've reached the limit. Ruh-roh. Something's not working as intended. Alrighty. Yeah, maybe that's one of the things that requires that, perhaps. Because it could be that this is just on what was done prior to pushing submit. Alright, let's see. Yeah, especially in early access. Hmm. Well, let me know when that gets resolved. I might play this more tomorrow as well. Well, let's see if I can. Yeah, maybe I'm probably giving these guys a whole bunch of shit to do, and it's probably taken away from other things they could be doing. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm definitely testing your stress right now. Oh, well, if I wasn't testing your stress before, I'm definitely doing it right now with this. Uh, hmm. Uh-oh, I broke it. I was asking I was making too many comments and it got pissed off. Oh no, Elon Musk, you took away the game. How tragic. Alrighty. Oops, I broke it. Well, on the plus side, this was definitely a stress test. You guys got a good understanding to of what to expect from somebody who has a lot of opinions on everything, and brought up a couple of suggestions of additional ways to receive feedback. But if it won't be up in the next few minutes, then this is a if you're not able to bring it back up until tomorrow, then that's fine. At least this gave me a good understanding of what the game's like. It's not that complicated to really understand. It's the UI is pretty simple. I think the only real complaint I can really say is some of the option well, most of the options seem very short and don't really leave a lot of information. That's probably one thing that could be worked on. Of course, I know that's a big ask since you got uh like thousands upon thousands of nodes and going through every single one of them it's likely going to be a pain in the ass. One thing I could probably also suggest is maybe every time you are introduced to a new character, perhaps there could be a like in one of the in every time you're introduced to a new character, there could be like a portrait of them that is shown. It could either be something that's like drawn up, or if you want to, you could use like Grok or ChatGPT to make a portrait of them. Just so like players can have like a good visual understanding of what the character looks like. Like I know that Lyra was said to have like a star woven dress, or and that like that one guard has like blue armor. Like it's not necessarily important to have all the time, of course, but it's kind of just like every time you're introduced to a new character, either someone who's going to be an ally and a major enemy, someone of relevance, it would be just kind of something that would be kind of neat to have. But if you don't want to do that too, then that's also fine. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it adds in a little bit of a little bit of additional flavor. Probably another thing, which would probably be nice, like maybe you could have like some border art on the sides, depending on like the environment you're in. Like it doesn't need to be anything too crazy, like but like maybe like if you're in a town, it would have like some like town graphics, or if you're in like a forest, it would have like some shrubbery or something. But I know that probably doing something like that would probably be a bit more complicated, especially when it comes to uh having an understanding of like where what location you're in for every scenario. I think the only other thing I can really think of is like there probably should be some other starting characters, or maybe some other characters. Because like so far, I think I've only met three, and Elira showed up for like the majority of them. Yeah, 'cause, like there was like Elira, and then there was somebody else who had like a sword, and then of course there was the town guard that just decided, hey, I'm gonna abandon my post and I'm going to follow this guy for no particular reason whatsoever. I'm just gonna abandon my and just hang out with him. Having a ledger in the town would be good. Yeah, I will say having the portraits would help with that, definitely. That even if it's not shown all the time, like I would just say, I just suggest having it for the first time you're introduced to them, at the very least. But even then, having like more than three people at the start would probably be something that's kind of nice to have. Also, if you need like suggestions for new characters, I could probably give you a few. The what you know tab, maybe it would be best to have that be like a tab that's like always available to look at, and it could be separated into like subcategories. So there could be like a tab for like quests or current objectives, and then there could be like a tab for like uh people you know. So like, here's the people who are on my team. Here are the people who are my enemies, and it'll give you like a very short description of who they are. Like, Lyra was the person who found me in this location, or this guy is trying to sell me meat, and I don't know if I'd really trust the meat that he's selling. It could also be a good thing to have like, I don't know, like an item index. Like, here's the stuff. Like, here's the stuff you have, and this is what it will do. Like, here's a key that can go to a gate, or here's a letter that you have to deliver to this person. But I do know that's adding additional stuff, and that probably makes things a lot more complicated. And that's likely something that won't be added in tomorrow, if at all. It's just kind of ideas. Yeah, I'm not sure I ever looked at a lecture, so I'm not too sure about that. Hello, Remy. Hello, Remy. You went outside? You went outside? Let's go outside. What's up? Do you miss me? It doesn't sound like you miss me. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't have any hair for you to rustle. Come here. Come here. The dog. The dog. The dog. Yeah, perhaps having a chat box is something that should be like a later on implementation. Yeah, it's kind of just more of a suggestion, not necessarily a must immediately have this instance. Well, it is what it is. I probably will call it here for tonight, though, as it's currently 1 in the morning, and when I go into work tomorrow, I will be I will be getting ready for my new position at my job. I am going from a item picker to a machine operator. So I will. By the time I come in tomorrow, I'm going to be learning how to operate a cherry picker. So I should probably be well rested for that. So unless there's any other things that you wanted to go over before I end stream, uh, now's kind of the time to do that. Of course, man, I was more than happy to play it out. I might do it again. I'm not sure if tomorrow exactly, but I'll definitely be interested to check it out again. You're more than welcome to share me the back end, although I'll be completely honest, I know very little about coding, so I don't really know what that would really look like or what that would really convey to me. I'd probably be too confused to really get any insight on it. Yeah, but for sure, you can let me know whenever the game is back up or whenever there's like an update or anything, and I will definitely be interested in playing the game out again. This was definitely a very enjoyable experience. It might not be the game I would gravitate towards like all the time, but it was definitely fun kind of just poking around and seeing what the game has to offer. And hopefully by the next time it updates, it will be even better than it was tonight. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't get to those either. I wasn't expecting it to break like this, but there's always another time to look into the Easter eggs. I guess that gives me another reason to make a part two to this game to uncover the shit I didn't get to. I think the only Easter egg I got was the twin suns, and that just reminded me of Tatooine. However, I'm pretty sure that was completely a coincidence. Yeah, the game was mostly working for the most of the time I was playing it, so I can definitely say it was not an issue. It was definitely not running into issues or anything. And I think the only issues I did run into were mostly on my end, mostly with the Wi-Fi being less than optimal at the very beginning. But besides that, the game, I haven't had any issues with the game. I don't know. Maybe you could have. I don't know. Like not the. How do I say it? It's like maybe like prior to doing the chats function. Nowadays, thing you could have just saved what was there at the time, and then if it did fuck up, you can just revert back to that. But I'm not exactly sure how you could exactly do that, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I understand was believing you know how to implement something and then it just not working. That just tends to happen a lot, unfortunately. The whole thing saves to a database every night, but if I reverted, we would have lost your gameplay. That is unfortunate, but um, hmm, hmm. I don't even know what to really say. But anywho, was there anything else you were wanting to go over before I call it a night?
Yeah, like I won't. If it's not gonna be done right now, it'll be done by the time I'm ready to play it again. But yeah, I'll definitely check the game out again. Yeah, this is definitely something that's picked to my interest. And it'll be good. I'd chat more, but I'd like to be up before more people try and connect. Alrighty. Well, I guess this is a good place to end it for right now. Well, was there anything else you would like to mention before we ended up here? Alrighty, alrighty. But yeah, I thanks for introducing the game to me, man. I know this is definitely something that's kind of hard to do, especially if you don't really have that much of a presence or any sort of Kickstarter or any sort of like main like way of promoting the game. But I appreciate you hitting me up, and hopefully you can hit up some more people. I'll definitely let people know about it on Twitter. And I'm sure a lot of other people who are in the AI sphere would be interested in checking this game out. That's fair. That's fair. Well, at the very least, I'll definitely put in a good word for it. Yeah, I'll make an announcement next time I play the game. Uh, I'll probably do so the next time, or whenever you tell me the game's back up, or whenever you tell me there's been a significant update, either or whatever comes first. But anyways, it is 1:13. It is getting late, and I will definitely have to call it a night. I appreciate you for popping in and watching. I appreciate somebody else was here. It was Broken Ark who was here earlier. Uh Shame he couldn't stick around for the whole thing, but I'm glad he was able to pop in. Yeah, probably don't do that mid game. That might cause things to not work out. But it's an understandable thing to do. But it is what it is. You're up. Oh, it's working again. Testing time in the alley. Huh. Wait. One last thing. Option 112. Okay, hold on. Let me go. Has trade stalls. Lurks of the dangers. Oh, that one's not it. Some of the stuff I put in was mine. Um, Um, I think I'm getting lost. Yeah, but I think I don't know if what I put in maybe interfered with that. All right, let's see here. One, one, two, three, two, two, three. Snaps towards you. All right, three, two, one, one, two, one, three, two, three. I don't know if you changed it or not. I'm just stuck here. Yeah, please do so. I want to try to get this done soon because I'm starting to get a little woozy. Yeah, I added this one too, but what I'm guessing, this one just goes to another one. Whoops. Yeah, also check your DM. I think there was a pretty big mistake that happened. But yeah, I'm gonna have to call it here. I gotta go to bed. Anyways, I appreciate it again. I will be on tomorrow sometime.